What's up, spectators? Welcome back to an episode of Ace Attorney 6. We're in between our first day at trial and our second day at trial, and we have to investigate a second murder scene. Acolyte Zealot died bent over in prayer. There's no trace of blood on the ground, though. The fact that there's so little bleeding could mean it was a single stab to a vital point. Not that that would have been very difficult considering the position he was in. So these flowers were left here in memory of Acolyte Zealot. What are they called? They're known as Namanda, and they're given to express sorrow when a life is lost. It seems offering flowers in memory of the dead is a universal practice. Well, yeah, because back in the day, dead bodies stunk, as they do now, and the only way they would use flowers to mask the horrible scent of the dead. Acolyte Zealot was killed in a prayer pose. With his head bent over like that, the last thing he saw must have been this rug. It is a prayer rug woven by devout monks. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon his departed soul. It's strange that there are no bloodstains, though. Perhaps it was so cold his blood froze, or perhaps it was absorbed by his vestment. It is pretty cold. Maybe the blood really did just freeze inside his body. To think I would witness a lawyer being allowed to pass through this sacred gate. Yeah, well, I wouldn't unless I had to. Those stairs were brutal to climb. What's this? Do you even know how many monks would give their lives to pass through that gate? Be thankful for the great honor you've been afforded. Yes, your benevolence. Albie said these are called prayer flags. And the prayers written on them are carried throughout the kingdom by the wind. Now, if I were to pray for something, it would be for me to not get dragged into any more trouble than I already have been. This prayer flag looks much newer than the rest. Your benevolence? What does it say here? The dearest wishes of our subjects are written in upon these prayer flags. Reading the prayers of others is considered rude. But if you must know, it says, at the usual spot, bring grub, the key, too. That is one of the more direct and practical prayers I've ever seen. I wonder if it's even a prayer. Okay. That message on the prayer flag seems a little weird, but I think I've seen everything there is to see around here. You've not found or heard anything of particular worth. Are you ready to give up? No, not calling it quits yet. Does it look like you have any hope of winning, Mr. Wright? Can't really say at this point. All I know is I have to keep investigating. What are you two steaks up to? I would advise you get back to work if you're done here, Detective. Otherwise, I'll report you to Prosecutor Sadmati for dereliction of duty. I'm going. See you later, Mr. Wright, and good luck. I should really pay a visit to everyone and every place connected with this case. Okay? Come on! The gate to Temple. And at the top of those stairs is my home away from home. Just looking at them is making my back ache. Have you never seen a yak before, Barbed Head? Only in zoos. Well, in Kurain, they play an important part in our daily lives. Therefore, they must be treated with kindness and with respect. Moo! What are you doing? I command you to cease that at once. That yak's really licking and nuzzling the daylights out of Rafa. Foul beast! You have made a mess of my royal raiment. For that, I shall make a leather coat out of you later. What was that about treating them with kindness and respect again? Why, this Gaia Pam looks positively delicious. I think I shall take this one. Your benevolence, you can't just take things without paying. Shopkeeper, you will receive your payment from this barbed-head foreigner. Thank you, barbed-head foreigner. Peasants paying for princesses? This place is absolutely feudal. A manhole? I guess they have a sewer system here in Kurain. What am I thinking? Of course they do. That was ignorant of me. Yeah, so ignorant. It's a poster. That's the Plum Punisher, Kurain's famous action hero. I guess we're not the only country with superheroes like that. I can't read the sign, but this looks like a souvenir shop. It's too bad I don't have time to do some shopping right now. But I'll have to stop by here before I go back home. I'm sure everyone's expecting something, especially Trucy. Ah! What the heck was that? Honestly, what sort of grown man jumps at the call of a warbod? That roar came from this bird? It is a bird, right? Well, give me a moment. Nina! Nina! The warbot has many natural enemies. Therefore, it mimics a lion's roar in order to scare them away. But you did not know that, did you? And you call yourself a lawyer. You didn't know either until you asked Nina. Enough! Lame brain. That must be everything. Okay. Now let's try going to Temple. I'm not a Kurainist, but maybe if I prayed with all my might, the Holy Mother will help me. Who am I kidding? I don't believe in that. I have to figure out how to solve this case myself. I look a little haggard in my reflection. It's like the water is showing me how I feel on the inside. What am I doing? I have to stay strong, especially for Maya. I can hear the monks' prayers all the way over here. Maybe the Holy Mother would answer mine if I slipped it in with theirs. Here goes. Please let me save Maya Fey. Okay, we're done here. Although I know if it was an important area, we would get the text, so... like that. Hello, I'm sorry to bother you again, but... Oh, it's you. Barbed Head! You're not contemplating casting suspicion upon Lady Believe, are you? She lost her beloved husband and now acolyte zealot who was like a son to her. Of course not. But since she was close to both victims, I want to hear what she has to say. Very well. And then there's the fact that Lady Kira didn't attack Mrs. Inmei. That probably means she isn't a rebel. Or she is Lady Kira. Is this about poor Puree? Puree? Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think I can talk about that right now. But what about Maya? She's innocent. I heard she was found guilty. First my dear husband and now Puree. Mrs. Inmei, you don't really believe that Maya's the killer, do you? I don't know. But that was the verdict, so what else can I believe? What am I to do? The verdict was already reached in your husband's case, but the truth of the matter is yet to be found. How can you be so sure? Because I believe that Maya's innocent. That's all I have right now. My faith in her. So please help me understand what happened. You're defending her based solely on faith, even though you'll be punished for abetting the accused. That's right. All right then. Your faith has moved me. I'll tell you what I can. Are you sure about this, Lady Belieb? Belieb. What a horrible sounding thing.
My lovely wife is also a devout follower of who as such, she is not one to make light of others' faith. But if I find that you have lied about your faith and my faith's innocence, I'll kill your family and all your disciples.
Leave Athena and Apollo alone, buddy. How did Zealot end up living here as your husband's disciple? About 2 years ago, while my husband was at a spiritual retreat in the mountains, he came across Puree collapsed on the ground. That's when he brought him here. You were always one to help those in need, weren't you, dear? And he'd been living here ever since? About 2 years ago, that's around the time Maya arrived in Kurain. Yes, he was born in a poor village and had nowhere to call home. My husband felt pity for the boy, so he took him in as a disciple. But not only as his disciple, he was like a member of our family, too. I see. If this is where Acolyte Zealot lived, there might be something I could learn about him lying around here. What's this? It appears you're quite fond of rummaging through the garbage. I just thought there might be some other important evidence in here. Is that right? I'm not doing this for fun. Doesn't look like there's anything else of interest in there. Is there a way... Can I get to settings from here? Probably not. Oh, wait, options. What? What is this? I don't know what that means. Subtitles, constantly screen shaking. Oh, I see. Yes, yes, yes. That's exactly what I want. What a magnificent altar. Of course it's magnificent. It is for the Holy Mother, after all. Oh, it's so much better. Is she that faceless figure there? Such insolence! How do you not know who Her Holiness is on site? We already had this conversation. Do you seek to cross over into the Twilight Realm? Won't happen again. Now, listen well. Depicting Her Holiness is... Yes, we've already done this. Gosh darn it. This game looks kinda like checkers or chess. Nah, it's Chinese chess. You mean to say you've never heard of Kachu Da Ba Ra Ra Ra? I've heard people describe it as Kurainese chess. So 2 players take turns moving their pieces in a bid to capture the other's king. Chinese chess is fun. It's pretty good. Not quite. In Kachu blah 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 blah, the object is the utter annihilation of your opponent. Furthermore, Each piece is a special move that can only be used once per game. Sounds like a game right up Maya's alley. A photo of the High Priest, his wife, Acolyte Zealot, and Maya. Since Maya's in it, it must have been taken the day before the rite. I should ask Mrs. Inmee about it. To think that this would be their final family photo. That no-good Maya Fey has some nerve! I mean, here she is posing with the two men whom she would soon kill. I beg to differ. I see this photo as proof that she didn't kill them. That smile of hers does not fool me. I sense a deep and abiding malice behind it. I'll prove Maya's smile is the real deal. Okay, we've already done this. I know we've already done these. Yes, they're terrifying. Now, where is the new stuff? I'm looking for the new evidence! That must be everything. Okay. Can I ask you about this photo? It was taken during the Feast of Blessings, the day before the rite was held. The Feast of Blessings? Would you mind telling me a little more about it? This photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings. The Feast of Blessings. It's forbidden to eat during the days of the rite, so the day before it's performed. We enjoy dishes full of gingyil, an herb known to strengthen the body and mind. You love the gingyil-based dishes I make, didn't you, dear? I heard you can go 3 days without sleeping after eating some. Yes, but many foreigners don't care for it because of its strong smell. Our customs say that these dishes can only be eaten the day before the purification rite. And only between noon and 3 p.m. That's pretty specific. Is it because the smell's too strong? A very good guess indeed. It's to ensure the smell's gone by the time Lady Kira's welcome the next day. Is it really that strong? Come to think of it, the evening before the murder, an overwhelming odor was all over town, like a cross between garlic and mint. After the Feast of Blessings, Puree went over to the plaza to begin his supplication. I never thought that would be the last time I would see him. What was Maya doing at the time? Shortly after Puree left, she went to the temple to prepare for the rite. I don't know what she did after that. So Acolyte Zilla went out to pray the afternoon before the rite. According to the newspaper, on the day before the rite, the plaza was so cold the whole place had iced over. Puree always prayed a lot, far more than anyone I've ever known. He was a devout young man whose faith was twice as strong as others. I don't know why, but that's kinda intimidating to me. I thought I'd have made some progress by now, but I haven't come across any particularly insightful information even here. You seem disappointed. Is there anything else you can tell me? Forgive me, but if I keep thinking about these two any longer... I understand. I guess. you want to see an innocent person die, go ahead. Then you could think about 3 people dead. Including me, 4 people dead. I'm sorry to have troubled you. We've paid a visit to all the people and places connected with the case. I think it's about time you prepared yourself for the inevitable, don't you? Alrighty. Maestro looks tired. I'm sorry, Maya. I failed to defend you during that trial earlier today. I'm sorry too, Nick. I never meant to get caught up in this whole mess. Even worse, I got you caught up in it too. And you were convicted under that stupid law. Nick, you should really withdraw from this case. Maybe they'll even commute your sentence if you do. I could never abandon you like that. You might not believe me, but I'm gonna pull off a win somehow. It's not like I don't believe in you, it's just... Don't worry, maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out and upside down. You'll see. Okay. You're awfully quiet, Your Benevolence. It's only a matter of time until your executions are carried out. I simply thought I would allow you two a good talk before you depart from this world. Sorry, but we're not giving up yet, and we won't until the bitter end. There's no need to put on a brave face. Your fates were sealed with today's verdict. Worry not of Maya Fey. The Twilight Realm will cleanse the taint from that neophyte's practitioner's soul. Then perhaps the Holy Mother may finally forgive her. Wait, was that her attempt at something? I missed it. Further resistance shall come to naught. Stop your desperate struggle. Accept the judgment that has been passed upon you. She obviously doesn't know me very well. Then perhaps your sentence... Whoa, hold it right there, Your Benevolence. Why do you always have to be like that? Maya, what is the matter? I was simply showing some mercy upon your souls. Nick here is risking his life to defend me. And that is why I told you... Oh, no it won't. Nick is just doing what lawyers are supposed to do. He's defending his client, no matter what. Enough! There's no place for lawyers in the Hall of Justice. For we have the divination seance. But your insights were wrong. Ooh boy, that's gotta hurt. Don't you get it? Errors are bound to happen if your insights are accepted without question. So I ask you, Royal Priestess, what is your true duty? Do the victims' souls or the Holy Mother herself wish you to judge people in error? You dare bring Her Holiness's name into this? You know nothing! Ah! Please, you two, enough. Sorry, Nick, got a little carried away. That's not really like me, huh? Ha ha. No, I should be thanking you, Maya. It's good to have you in my corner. How dare you mock me so? You'll not get away with this. Yeah, we will. Shut up. I was a fool to show you compassion, and to think I could convince you to accept your fate. So struggle all you want in the Hall of Justice tomorrow. You'll receive your just deserts, as the scorn of our kingdom is heaped upon you. I can see straight through that contorted smile on your face. She may say these terrible things, but it's just the way she was raised, I guess. Bom beep bop beep bop boop. Could you try to remember what happened one more time? I've been trying as hard as I can, but I can't remember anything from the middle of the right onward. You suddenly felt sleepy and everything after that's a blank. Even so, I didn't kill anyone, and I'm not the one going around dressed like Lady Kira. Although it's kinda cool to think there's a mysterious female vigilante out there. Why does it have to be female? It could very easily be a man under those robes, which it probably is. Were you close to Acolyte Zealot? We met several times during the meetings about the rite, but I didn't know him very well. He seemed pretty quiet. Didn't you eat together the day before the rite? Yeah, we ate this one super stinky dish, but it was actually really good. I wasn't sure I'd like it, but it was love at first bite. Like, you know the salty noodles at Eldoon's Noodles? It's like if you added garlic and herbs to that, and then let it simmer for a really long time. Sounds more like a hot pot than ramen to me at that point. Now I miss ramen too. So what was Acolyte Zealot like while you were eating? He seemed to be enjoying the food. But as soon as we were done, he left to go pray. And what did you do? I returned to the temple to prepare for the rite. That coincides with Mrs. Inmi's description of events. Any idea who might be pretending to be Lady Kira? When the rite started, it was just me and Abbot Inmi. But the seance vision showed a third figure who looked like Lady Kira. I know. Lady Kira. Wish I could have seen her in the flesh. Let's stay focused on the case, shall we? It was supposed to have been impossible for a third party to enter the inner sanctum. But what if she came from the sky? You know, like that bushy-bearded paratrooper. That mountain would have been no match for Lady Kira's wings. That's from the Plume Punisher TV show, right? How'd you know? Because the real Lady Kira doesn't have wings. I got it this time. There must be a secret room with a secret door to the inner sanctum. Did you know there are 88 secret Plume Punisher bases here in Kurain? Can we please stop talking about the Plume Punisher show for a sec? I guess so. Keeping it real is much harder than it looks. Well, I should get going now. Sorry I wasn't any help. Don't worry, I got this. We'll beat the charges tomorrow and be on the first plane back home before you know it. Then we'll go grab dinner at Eldoon's or your favorite burger joint. You pick. Sounds good. I think I'll get the extra large hamburg steak topping on my salty bowl. Best of both worlds. You can have whatever you like. But first I have to beat the charges. I almost forgot. What is it? I have a favor to ask. Okay, but why are we whispering? I like that. The volume of the beeping, clicking text got lower. I forgot I left something at the High Priest's house. It's super important. Would you mind getting and holding onto it for me? Sure, what's this super important thing? In my bag, you'll find a folding book. It's only given to the priestess who performs the rite. It's called the Tome of Secrets. That does sound important. How could you leave something like that just lying around? That explains all the whispering. If Rafa found out, all heck would break loose. Hell, it's hell. It's got Lady Kira's real name written in it, so... Oops, don't tell anyone I told you that. In fact, just forget I said anything at all. It's supposed to be a secret. The Tome of Secrets contains secrets. Imagine that. What are you two whispering about? Oh, murder, crimes. It's just she forgot something, so I told her I'd go get it. You're up to something, I know it. Thanks, Nick. Counting on you. Alright, let's go. Let's roll out. Hello? No answer. Mrs. Inme's probably out right now. Well, I'll just get what I came for. I'm watching you like a warbot, Barbted. You'd better not steal anything. I'd never do something like that. I'm just here to get what Maya asked for. Then get on with it. I would if you'd stop interrupting me. Such a Chloe.
Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow.
What is that strange patch on her back? It's the Steel Samurai, the hero of an action hero show back in my country. It's actually Maya's favorite show. She's got all sorts of merchandise related to it. I see. He looks strikingly similar to the Plume Punisher. They are similar, but the Steel Samurai definitely came first. I see. How interesting. Reifa seems genuinely intrigued. There must be a common thread between Plume Punisher and Steel Samurai fans. Come to think of it, didn't Maya mention something about trading with the Plume Punisher fan? But I digress. I better find what she asked me to look for. Let's see here. This must be that Tome of Secrets that Maya was talking about. Well, Barbed Head, are you finished? Hold on. The string around it's still coming undone. Whoops. Oh!
You fool! Do not lay eyes upon it! You mustn't read from the book!
Put it away quickly before we go blind! Relax. My hand just slipped. This is the Tome of Secrets. Are you trying to get us cursed? Lady Kira is liable to swoop down and gouge our eyes out! Right, this book's related to Lady Kira, isn't it? Your Benevolence, would you mind if I asked you some questions? This is not something I would normally speak about to an outsider such as you. Well, can't you make an exception? If you insist.
Nina!
What of this folding book? Yes, I see. This very important tome is bestowed upon the priestess in the purification rite. What's written inside? Yes, yes! Really? Is it alright to reveal that? Your Benevolence? Patience! The book contains Lady Kira's true name. Her true name. Is a name really that important of a secret? To a Kurainist priestess, a person's name is one of the most important things to know. What's so important about a name? Without a name, a priestess's voice will fail to reach a person's mitama. It is much like trying to send a letter without the recipient's address. A spirit can only be identified once you know the deceased's face and name. I get it. It's like when you see someone in a crowd and you recognize, but you don't know their name. It makes it impossible to get their attention. Indeed, you must know a spirit's face and true name before you can commune with it. So you're saying, what's-her-face, Maya, is gonna summon the spirit of Lady Kira. It is the same for Kurainism's most secret art, one that my mother alone may use. It is something a foreigner such as you could never hope to guess. Spirit channeling is a secret art that can only be performed by the Queen. No one else is supposed to be able to do it. I get the feeling she secretly really wants to tell me all about it. Could you tell me about the secret art of the Queen? Oh, sorry, maybe we shouldn't talk about this. It is a secret after all. It is the secret art of spirit channeling. But I suppose those words are meaningless to you. I'm just surprised how willing you are to tell me about this new thing that I've never heard. A third-rate lawyer could not channel spirits simply by learning of the technique. Third-rate is a bit harsh. I'd even settle for second. What is it? You have the look of a tentacled hag from a frog upon your face. What is a tentacled hag frog? That's where a medium lets a spirit possess her body to return to our world, right? Well now, I see you've done your homework. Oh, I guess I studied a bit. With the power of spirit channeling, one can bring back even the most ancient of spirits. It is quite a magnificent power, is it not? I've never seen her eyes light up like this before. I imagine they're pretty shocked when they come back from the ancient times. Indeed. A spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death. So even a spirit that's brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time. Between the moment of its death and the moment it's channeled. Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all the memories it had in life. Thus, even heroes and scholars of antiquity can be channeled and directly learned from. Our queens have also used this power to help the rulers of neighboring lands seek counsel. That's why we have never been invaded and how we have maintained our unique culture. So spirit channeling is a really effective tool for international politics. It is indeed. And that is why only those with the power to channel spirits may rule our kingdom. But of late, there has been an endless influx of illegal immigrants from neighboring lands. The fools come seeking the same great power as my mother. It's becoming quite a problem. Some have lost their way in life and look to Kuranaism for their salvation. Among them are also those of dubious nature who have been driven from their own lands. Gasp and Pain definitely fit that bill. But they sure weren't treating him like an illegal alien. It's been 36 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. So, stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!